I am so excited to show you the beautiful country of Norway in today's episode. I absolutely love Norway. Vintage shopping and thrifting in Norway is some of the best in the world. And in today's episode, I'm going to take you to a few of my favorite thrift spots and my absolute favorite vintage store in Bergen, Norway. That's coming home. We are also going to hop in the car and I'm going to take you to some of the most incredible scenic sites in Norway. It's a land of waterfalls and fjords and folklore and unbelievable secondhand finds. As soon as we landed, I picked up the rental car and we came straight to this vintage store. This is one of my favorite vintage stores in Bergen, and we literally didn't even go to the Airbnb to check in yet. We came straight to start shopping. I've been dreaming of visiting this store since I came here last year. The location has moved and she now has a larger store filled to the brim with a wonderful antique selection. Besides just bringing items home to sell in my online vintage store, I'm also looking for items to decorate with in my home. Our home is completely filled with secondhand treasures, many of them that I have picked up around the world on my travels. The other thing I'm trying to do is learn more about Norwegian potters and artists. So taking these videos is great for me because then when I get back home, I can now research these items. That is part of what I love about this antique world, is we never stop learning. The prices are obviously in Norwegian krone, so I'm going to pop up on the screen the US dollar conversion of that as of today. This bull figurine is amazing. It looks very similar to Bitosi. It doesn't have any stamps or markings on it. I'm definitely going to get this to add to my Italian pottery collection, and then we're going to do more research on this later. Now this one I know for sure is a Bitosi. I actually have a piece of pottery with this exact same pattern. And this one is only $35.30 once it's converted to USD. That is an incredible deal. This is not something that you find on a shelf back in the States at an antique store for under $100. These lamps are incredible. It's got the artist's name right here, and these are roughly around 85 US dollars. I love the texture and the coloring on these. Honestly, I'm just losing my mind because I'm so excited to bring a group of you back here to this store next year. I was wondering if I was going to come across any enamel Catherine Holm here, and here is the first piece, and this is actually one of my favorite ones with the white background and the blue lotus flower design. This one, however, does have some damage to the enamel. It's probably around 50 US dollars, which is still a good deal, but because of the damage, I'm going to pass on it today. I love the colors and the design on this bowl. It says it's handmade here in Norway, so I'm definitely going to get this. And here is another Bitosi with the matching pattern of the vase that I found a few minutes ago. This one's going to be roughly around 40 US dollars. I can't even barely film because I got Bitosis all up in my hands. I'm almost crying in this store right now. But look at what Nancy just got. A beautiful turned wooden lamp. It's solid teak. It's going to be around $55 with that original shade. Oh my goodness, my other hand is full of Bitosis too. This is the best day ever. Nancy and I scored some incredible Norwegian brutalist candle holders, jewelry items. We were both just non-stop putting things in our baskets. We are fresh off the plane, and this is part of why we love Norway. I would never have known that was Lisa Larson. No. I wouldn't have realized. I didn't know she made a Santa. And then you put a candle here and then a tea light down there. Yeah. Adorable. Here's another giant Potosi here. 500, that's $50. That's insane. Here's two more Potosis over here. I like the red one. That is gorgeous. And it is approximately $50. That's coming home. Wonder if it has a pair somewhere here. That's incredible. We need to know who made that. I had to show Nancy this beautiful lady. She's $90.
$90?
You want to try bring that one home?
I will carry her on.
You could. I love this pair of Greek pottery. These mugs, they're so pretty. This one's got more blues. This one has more of that kind of burgundy color, maroon. They're so pretty. Keep it coming, Nancy. What else you got in there, Mary Poppins?
This is so special. We have a family joke about narwhals because when my kids and people, we say something about a narwhal, truly 5 out of 10 people think that they're mystical
They
and
don't
not
know
real.
they're real.
So I'm going to give this to one of my kids.
It's Digsmed, Denmark. The light fixture game in Norway is amazing. They have so many different incredible metal light fixtures, handmade pottery lamps, and the pricing at the thrift stores is incredibly reasonable. For some reason, I'm very emotional today and I want to cry because I'm just so happy. I know things aren't supposed to make you happy, but gosh darn it, they do sometimes. I could have one luggage with brass and one with pottery. Yep, I'm getting them. When there's a will, there's a way. They're going in the biodome. Okay, we need to vote. Is this too weird or is it perfectly weird? Look at this cute little owl. It's gonna be under $8 and I can see underneath there it says made in Norway. That is going in the cart. This is incredible. I can't believe it. This is my very first time ever seeing one of these stave churches. And this one was originally built in the 1100s, which is out of this world. I can't believe that. It was reassembled here on this site. And we've been here for quite a while, just sitting down, taking pictures, taking videos, and kind of taking it all in. It really, really hits you hard when you're looking at something that's from a different culture that you've never seen this kind of stuff before. It's very special. It feels like an honor to be here on this site. And right now, the breeze, I don't know if you can hear that right now, but the breeze is just going through the trees. We had crows going overhead making noises a minute ago. It just feels like we're back in time. And I love Norway. I absolutely love Norway. Today, Nancy and I wanted to go visit a fjord that we've never been to, and so we rented a car, and I'm excited because this is my first time really truly hitting the road driving around in Norway. Driving in other countries can be a little bit intimidating, but there's something about challenging myself to get outside of my comfort zone, and there's a freedom when you hit the road in a car where you can pull over and stop at any lookout that you're being pulled to. So today we have almost no plan, almost no agenda. We're just gonna drive around and take it in. There's a few waterfalls on this route, and so we're just gonna be popping in and checking things out today and taking you along with us. Now, this is an impressive waterfall. We have lots of waterfalls back in Oregon, but this one is powerful. You can just hear the roaring rush of the water over the hilltop. This is a great spot to come to because the access is so easy. They have a parking lot and you can just walk across the street and a very nice path up to the waterfall. We happen to be here during the greatest volume after the snow melt in June. This waterfall is over 151 feet high and the main drop is about 66 feet. We got so lucky today with some blue skies, and the view from the top behind the waterfall looking out over the village is just stunning.
Oh my gosh, we're so excited. We can literally feel the waterfall from here. We just drove, well, it was 5 hours, but it was really only an hour and a half away, but we stopped so many times and we're finally here. It's been the most incredible day ever.
All right, Nancy has left and headed home, and I've got one more day for thrifting. So we're gonna go stop at a few more of my favorite thrift stores today before I head to the airport. Believe it or not, I've got a little bit more room left in my luggage, so I'm gonna try to fill that up today. One thing that's so nice about the thrift stores in Norway is they are so calm. They never seem to be overcrowded, and I think that's kind of the way Norway is. And there's just something calming and peaceful about that. I have yet to buy a sweater here in Norway on this trip, and that's kind of my tradition. So that is one of the things that I'm looking for today. I really like this one because it's simple and the stripes on it are great. I feel like I could dress this up or make it more casual with a pair of jeans. Vintage textiles are another great thing to pick up when you're traveling. I'm actually going to be getting this to resell in my online vintage store. You always want to bring bubble wrap with you on your trips, but don't forget that you can also pick up other items that double as packing materials. And I'm excited because I just found some amazing vintage Norwegian jewelry for incredible prices.
I love Norway. It's so amazing. Everything about it, the giant fjords, the cold air, the beautiful sights, the kind people, the delicious food, and the amazing thrift culture. It is one of my favorite places on this earth to go. We actually just launched a Norway group trip and the response was overwhelming. It sold out probably in seconds technically, and we feel terrible that not everybody who wanted to get on this trip was able to. However, the good news is that we already have another group trip to Norway in the works. You're gonna have to stay tuned for more details on that, but we definitely will be launching another group trip to Norway in 2027. So if you didn't get on the 2026 trip, don't lose hope. The wait list does work, so go ahead and head to our website leftcoastrevivals.com and add your name to that wait list so that we can notify you if a spot on the 2026 group trip opens up, and also so we can stay in touch with you about our plans for 2027 and beyond. I actually did not do a ton of filming while I was there on this trip. This trip was a little bit more for research and trip designing and getting the lay of the land on a couple spots I want to take the group to. So I didn't do as much filming as I would have liked to, but I did find some incredible things as you saw. Okay, let me show you a few of my favorite things.
Jewelry from the 1960s and 70s era out of Finland, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway are my favorite. So I kind of lose my mind when I'm walking through these stores and I'm finding all these pieces from Finland that I rarely find when I'm back home. I only went shopping for 2 half days here in Norway this trip, so I am absolutely thrilled with what I did find in such a short time. And all of these items are coming to my first Friday sales, so you will have a chance to own one of these beauties.
Norwegian jewelry is my favorite. I love the brutalist bronze jewelry. I even have a Norwegian jewelry design from David Anderson tattooed on me. That's how much I love this stuff. It is so hard to find this here in the States, at least for a reasonable price. I'm so excited, and I've actually held on to these. This trip was in June 2025, and I've been holding on to these to kind of correspond with this video coming out. So these items are actually going to be coming to my October First Friday sale. So if you're interested in any of the incredible jewelry that I found on this trip and a few of the Batosis and other Norwegian pottery that I picked up, it will be coming to the October sale. Make sure you are subscribed to our newsletter at leftcoastrevivals.com/newsletter so you don't miss the sneak peeks on what is coming to our current sales. We obviously have so much vintage coming in and out, and our studio is in a constant state of flow, so it's hard to predict when things will be coming. Best way to know when an item that you might have seen in one of these videos is coming is to make sure you are subscribed to our free newsletter. I already thrifted my favorite sweater that I've ever gotten in my entire life in Norway on my first trip. I always try to find something a little bit different. So I was looking for something that I would wear more year round. So I found this really classic, kind of timeless striped gray and cream wool sweater. It's all hand knitted. You can kind of tell by the sleeves. I think the wide sleeves were one of the selling points to me. Got a few textiles at the thrift store too. A really beautiful needlepoint table runner, and then this more traditional tablecloth. And I always recommend buying some linens when you travel just for extra packing materials, because then instead of having to bring so much with you, you can actually use some of your souvenirs or items you're going to sell as additional packing material. And this is my first red Batosi ever. I love it. The good news for you is if you love red, I don't actually decorate with red, so this one is gonna be for sale. And believe it or not, I'm actually gonna let go of both of these as well because I already do have a Batosi in this pattern, and I'm kind of trying to collect one of each pattern. I'm not a huge matchy person, and so I love the look of having a bunch of things that look awesome together, but they're all slightly different. Both of these will also be coming to my online shop. This one's gonna be a hard one to let go. Handmade in Norway. The color on it's beautiful, the texture on it's beautiful. I love this bowl so much. $150, are you kidding me? The pricing was so good. And this beauty is another favorite that I picked up. Purple hues and blue drippy glaze. I actually wasn't gonna get it, and then I decided, you know what? I will find a way to get this home in my luggage, and I did. And it made it, no cracks, no chips, it's ready to go. It just needs to be rewired. And then this little cutie.
I'm so excited about all of these cups. So these are actually Orfor's glass, and a set of 4 of them is selling on Etsy for $100. I got such a good deal on these. I'm so excited, and they all made it back safe and sound in my luggage, no problem. Now these actually would have originally had tall glasses similar in size to this in them. I found some pictures online, and the handle on them looks identical, so I'm pretty sure that they would have had glasses. Unfortunately, I didn't know that when I was there, so maybe I passed by them in the thrift store, but it's okay because I love a challenge, and now I just need to measure them and see if I can find a set of 8 glasses that will fit in there perfectly. These are such great additions to our home, and this is why I love thrifting in any country. Even at home, you just never know what you're gonna find, and it's so much fun to create your own unique space with your finds over time.
After a bit of digging online, I was actually able to find out who made this bowl. It's not Batosi, it is Italian pottery though. And guess what? It actually is by the maker who made this tall vase that I thought was a Batosi. In the Batosi and MCM Italian Ceramics albums on Facebook, I was able to confirm a mystery that apparently wasn't just for me. It looks like this has been something that a lot of people have been wondering about for a while, and it was made by Studio 4 TUD for Raymore. From what they had listed in this forum, it sounds like some former Batosi employees in 1972 left Batosi and began working for another pottery factory in Montelupo, and they made many Batosi lookalikes. So I'm pretty sure that this is from Studio 4 along with my tall vase. This was the only information I was able to find on the entire internet about this, so if you have any additional information, please let me know because I would love to share even more information on this. Overall, for only a few days, basically 2 afternoons thrifting in Bergen, I'm thrilled with this haul. I found some really unique items, combining this thrifting with all of the research that I did here in Norway for our upcoming group trips. This was a perfect 4-day trip to Norway. Our Airbnb was a last-minute absolute score. Not only was it about $100 per night per person for Nancy and I, so around $200 US a night, but it was the most magical and charming traditional Scandinavian decor that I've ever stayed in. The owner's father did all of this woodworking by hand. He transformed this barn into a wonderful place to stay. This place is pure magic. Everything down to handmade trolls hiding in little nooks and a cozy fireplace, cozy furniture. I highly, highly recommend it. The location is amazing. It's about 15 minutes from the Bergen airport, but it's also outside the city center. So as long as you are comfortable renting a car, which I highly recommend, this is a great escape, making you feel like you are in the countryside, yet you are only about 15 minutes outside the city center. This will go down as my favorite Airbnb I've ever stayed in, and I almost didn't want to tell you guys about it because I want to make sure it's available when I come back next time. But it is a gem that is too good not to share, so I will link this in the description for you. So check out this listing if you are headed to Bergen, Norway, and you're looking for that authentic Norwegian experience.
Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. I absolutely love getting the privilege of sharing this beautiful country with you. I have completely fallen in love with Norway. It has stolen my heart, and it is an honor to get to bring you here with me and share this magic. Thank you to Nancy for joining me on this crazy adventure. I asked this lady 3 weeks in advance, would you come to Norway with me? It was kind of a last minute thing. I was adding it onto our Italy and our Paris group trips, and she said yes. So thank you for coming and doing this with me. It was so special.
I love it here. This is home.
We love Norway. Norway holds a very special place in our heart, for sure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for sharing it with me.
No, thank you.
And thank you for joining us. Today here in Norway, we've got behind the camera, Nancy.
Hi.
Come on, let's go. The end, let's go. We'll see you in Norway in 2026. I cannot wait.